So, Tyler, now you've been a camper and you've been a counselor.
I have been.
What of all those? What's been your best time so far?
At the different camps too, by the way.
Be honest.
A camper.
A camper. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
You have a lot more freedom. Like you can go do whatever you want. Like as a counselor, I have to like kind of watch my kids,
Yes.
go hang out with them and make sure none of them are lonely. But as a camper, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. You
I
just
can like
you
just
basically
go
explain leadership, but yes.
go
Who
in the
cares
pool
if
whenever
kids
I
are
want.
lonely? Like
Who cares if kids are
I want to
lonely?
go to the lake.
Yeah. Do what I want. I poop outside
Yep.
because I'm a camper.
I'm a camper.
Do what I want.
What about you, Collyn?
This time it was great because I had my own kids. I didn't have to share leadership, so I got to.
There it is.
No,
The
I'm-
two ends of the spectrum.
I didn't have to. It was me. It was my rules in the cabin, which was great.
Yeah, because you have one of the small solo.
I did have a conjoined cabin.
Yes.
But
You own that little section.
they stayed their side and we stayed our side.
Yeah. I noticed the conjoined
East side, west side.
conjoined ones were very like their own sections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even though it's like 6 to 8 guys in these conjoined cabins,
Yeah.
like that the left side's not the right side. And the middle
Absolutely.
section, poor middle
So
section.
one side got up at like 6 o'clock every morning and went to bed at like 10, and then our side went to bed at like 2 and got up at 8:30.
Come on, God. That's kind of more I flow
Yeah.
a little more that way. I like the late night,
Mm.
the late night rolling. Okay, so campers being. Did you like Tejas?
Yes.
Did you like it, Tyler? Give it to us.
I
Come
low-key
on.
like the other one better.
Whoa.
Okay.
I like the look of it. The look of it was like awesome. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But
the
I
aesthetic
just,
of
I felt
Tejas,
like
yeah.
the pool was absolutely trash, by the way.
Correct.
Trash.
It was
The
warm.
lake was awesome.
Oh, it was warm.
The pool was warm and
the-
felt oily.
And
What
I
about the
failed.
lazy-
I
oh, the
failed the
water
swim
did?
test.
yeah, in the pool.
Colin failed the swim test.
I heard the
I
swim
know.
test
I was
pretty
with you.
intense.
She thought I failed with you. I did it.
Bro,
I did it
how did you
again.
fail?
I got all the way and I stood up in the 3-foot end where I can stand up, and she failed me.
Yeah, they took
Wow.
their swim test like.
Oh, really?
serious.
The lazy river though, that wasn't like. Was that cool?
No, it's
I
because the
didn't-
water was warm.
I didn't sit
The lazy
at
river
all.
in concept was a good idea.
Right.
I was only in there for 10 minutes.
It smelled
It smelled.
a lot.
Really.
Yeah, it was kind of
Just the lazy river.
But then
smell?
again,
whole
the
thing.
Carolina Creek pool, you obviously don't remember this, had that weird moss undergrowth on the bottom of it.
But it gets disguised by the tall diving board.
Right, but it was also in the shallow end.
Okay, that's fair.
It was also in the shallow end. They're like, we couldn't clean it. I'm like, that's a bunch of crap. I've been going to public pools my whole life.
Yup.
Who are you gaslighting here?
There's a guy in my neighborhood who does that.
yeah. Okay, so explain, Tyler. Why did you like Carolina Creek more?
But I felt like
Go ahead.
I spent a lot of time in the pool. So, like, that was a big thing for me.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But,
yeah.
like, overall,
Pool
I
guy.
felt like the stuff at Carolina Creek was a lot more fun.
Hmm.
Like, it was a little more of a walk, but, like, I feel like we cliff jumps. Like, that's awesome. They had the surfing thing. What was that? Where you, like, hold on.
You
and
didn't actually do any of that, did you?
We got to.
It was open?
1 year.
One
it
year
was.
was.
Okay.
1 year
okay.
it was.
It wasn't
I was
last
open.
year.
No,
No.
dude, because those lines were terrible.
Yeah, that's right.
It was bad.
Slow.
But I like the whole aesthetic of Carolina Creek, too. It's an awesome camp. But I feel like it's biased because, like, I've gone there for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
every year.
I've been
we've gone.
asking around, and most people who say they prefer Carolina Creek are ones who went there for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So there's that like nostalgia still
Right.
tied to it.
There is
Um,
like there's a good rocky section where you don't have shoes and it really hurts to walk, but it's a good walk to your cabin. Like it's like
Yeah. Carolina, with Tejas though, there are a few things like when it were. I will say, when its pros were very good pros.
Yes. Yeah.
and
agreed.
its cons were less than. I think the walk technically in mileage was less, but it was hilly.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
in Rocky, so that
there's a
made
lot
a
of uphill.
difference. The lake was fire though.
Lake was
Oh,
fire. That
Lake
was the best.
was-
absolutely. Tejas Lake
The
every
Tejas
single
Lake
time.
was great, and that mud pit was
Dude,
Awesome.
awesome.
I would go back just for the mud pit.
Yeah.
A part of me says agrees with
Yeah.
you and is very serious about
Yeah.
like actually one of the biggest selling points of that camp was I kid you
That
not
mud pit.
that
A
mud
football
pit.
field
so
worth of
A
mud pit.
football
Yeah,
field
yeah.
worth of mud pit.
Absolutely, dude.
Dedicated. I was like, it was the energy shot we needed
Yeah.
because some of the games on the high school side weren't
Yeah.
working at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we picked a game in the mud pit last day, and people were getting trucked. And and they were like, hey guys, tell them they can't push. Carolina Creek staff's going
Like, yeah, what?
She's telling Austin, okay, hey, get a little mic, like tell them they can't push. So I'm standing right next to her. I said, don't announce that. Don't announce it. Don't get on mic. Don't say anything. And they're like, hey, no, I said, is it legal? Is this a actual, like, by law? We can't, like, camp rules by law? And like, no. I'm like, they can push.
Well, and because I don't know if you guys knew that they had, before us, they had like a kids camp.
They had
like
2 weeks of
like
kids camps.
elementary kids
Oh,
and
so
stuff.
they
So,
were-
then we get, high
Yeah.
schoolers from Conroe and Willis showing
Oh,
up at the mud
whoa,
pit.
whoa, hot take
Yeah.
here.
Very
Yeah.
different.
So we were playing Team Wars, or not.
This better
was it
not be
Team Wars?
about Lake Creek.
It was not.
Okay.
It was about the
Like, great.
the football game on like Tower, or what was that called?
Tower ball?
We played in rec after rec. What was that?
You're in the junior high side, so.
Yeah, you were on junior high?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Team Wars?
with the ball on the
Yes, what was
stick.
that?
Oh, Tower
Yeah.
ball.
Oh,
Tower
I
ball.
was
That's
so-
what I just said.
The purple
Tyler.
team was with the sixth graders, and these
Which is
sixth
fair.
graders were getting trucked. And I'm looking at the staff like, staff, are we gonna do anything? Kid
Absolutely
you not? We had 3 kids on the green team with concussions after that game.
That's right,
And
baby.
you talking about I had a kids camp before that. That was a
That's
hot
right, baby.
take.
Don't cut
So
this.
they gotta learn. They gotta
Why
learn some
someone
way.
got trucked on Tower Ball actually doesn't make a lot of sense because I think there was only one hit in the high school side of all the games we played.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, Tower ball was hot.
Because
it was
junior
nice.
high side.
took
it was
seriously.
it was just people were getting defense. The
Yeah.
thing that got kind of like testy,
Yeah.
that got hot was the rubber chicken.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
And that was
gosh.
the ultimate
They would-
frisbee rubber chicken because the dudes they didn't split them until we made Tejas split them. So it was like 50 on 50, like ultimate frisbee style rubber chicken, and then it's
That's
just and they
insane.
don't. You got to think we have Gulf Coast as in the high school group.
Right.
We don't even know them.
Yeah.
Like only the Gulf Coast staff knows their kids. So like there's a gold team, like 2/3 of them are like Gulf Coast. They don't
No one
even
knows.
know who's on their team. So everybody it keeps just like constantly getting passed back
Whoa.
and forth because no one's aware until like one of the days the girls started dressing more in like their camp shirt and the guys started dressing more in camp. The guys wouldn't. The girls got it lined up
Yeah.
and they were like, come in the camp color shirt and made it happen. But yeah, so what's your take? Because you've also done Carolina Creek.
Yeah, I've done Carolina Creek twice, but I like Camp Tejas way more. It was great. The lakes are amazing. I don't know, like everything about it, how big and like the scenery.
It is pretty.
Everything's
Very
great.
That
It-
cafeteria too. So
Cafeteria
much nicer.
was nice.
Bro,
The dining
fast.
hall so
Very
and
nice.
half the food was great, half the food was all right. But like even if you didn't like the food, you got a salad.
Yeah.
Or like
You got
and the
dessert.
drink station, we had fountain drinks. Like
Yeah.
Drink
everything,
station actually.
That was
everything was
cool.
great.
That was cool. Their cafeteria was a major upgrade.
Yes. Yes.
Major
Dude.
upgrade.
And-
the lake was a major upgrade.
I don't remember. Did we do breakouts?
We changed breakouts, but that's probably one of the notes.
I
We're gonna
liked
go back to
I liked
we go-
breakouts a lot.
this year.
Yes.
You liked
Okay.
indie.
Yes, I like Camp
I
Tejas
want to do a
breakouts.
hybrid next year.
Yeah.
Do a mix of like indie and then do a mix of us together.
Yeah.
The thing I realized at Tejas is that we were trying a lot of new things as staff because like we don't know how they flow because we're working with an organization.
Yeah.
We don't know how they flow. We don't know the travel time, like what that's going to be like
Yeah.
for people to get used to
We
going
pulled
in.
back a lot on our schedule
Yeah.
for that reason.
And so we'd adjust on the fly. We flip stuff. And then I realized though, because lunch took so long at Carolina Creek and took forever,
Yeah.
lunch, dinner, and breakfast was always a community space for everybody because you'd be standing in line for 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
People were in and out.
Just
Yeah.
eating.
It
Bad.
was like
At
10
Tejas,
minutes.
bro.
You're in line.
They had
8
4
and out in 10
lines.
minutes.
So what I realized is we truly didn't all come together as a camp till the evening.
Right.
Like really legitimately.
Yeah.
Nobody was all together until the very end. And so I went, we could probably use, even if it's just all high school or just all junior high, just a few more like
Mhm.
community together moments
Mhm.
at camp
Absolutely.
to kind of help unify. But that, and we would change late night parties. I don't think we could we could cut one or two of them. There's
I think we just simplify them.
we simplify. I mean, there's two. The gender split one.
Never change.
Alpha males
Alpha-
never change.
Alpha
Never
male
change.
Never
males
change.
will
never-
always
will
be there.
never go.
Will
down.
Alpha
never.
male, as long as I'm allowed
cat
to run this
shiesties
youth
were an
ministry,
upgrade.
alpha
Whoa.
male will
That's-
never change. Like it will develop,
Yeah.
but we will always have alpha male. at
Yeah.
camp.
Last year we worked out until everybody threw up, and this year it was like, okay, it was kind of fun. Like we had a big old mud pit. It was still alpha male, but there was less like working out. Last year,
There
Well,
was
last year, because we were
mid-
going like crab
Yeah.
walks.
Yeah.
See, there
I
was
remember that.
actually
bear
all that
crawls.
was supposed to happen in the mud pit, but then
Oh.
they shut us down.
But it was gonna be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because mud.
Bro,
we were
the-
gonna do all the athletic
We
stuff.
did it on
all
concrete
that
last year.
in the mud pit.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. All
they
the
stopped
athletic
us.
stuff is gonna be in the mud pit. I will say though, yeah, and there was whole kind of logistics reasons why they didn't work. But watching it start, I
Mhm.
was like, this
That was
is
one of the most cinematic moments of my life.
The
yeah.
Dune music,
The
dude.
And then the leaders getting up front, like
That was great,
splashing
man.
water and like
Yup.
threatening each other. It was great.
one of the coolest moments.
Tejas though, there's a video. Someone had a video of it. Tejas though was in full panic.
Every gator
were not
came.
prepared. for
Every
that.
gator,
Every gator was there,
at the
man.
mud pit. Every gator. I mean, we're all in cat shiesties. Like they
Did you-
truly did not read the notes of what was going to happen, and we're shocked. Now, did you guys pick up on our first event of Alpha Male? What was the
The-
first thing we did?
Oh, the hot dog eating.
The hot dog
Yes.
eating.
Yep.
I'll just
Remember that.
say,
Like you're
this'll
not
be-
going there on mic,
no,
are you?
this will be this will
Talk
be
about
all, no, hold
placement
on.
of
yeah,
that.
Yeah, no
Talk
one-
about placement.
Yeah, not really.
Right in front of
not
the
really
girls'
many,
cabin.
no, not many. I'll just say, not many people picked up on that. It went over everybody's head, and especially Tejas. And I'll just tell you this: when we're in a meeting with Tejas and Nate. And all the guys are sitting across the table, and I'm trying to talk logistics of where we're placing the hot dogs. And they're like,
Specifically, what
yes.
cabin outside of what
wait,
cabin?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
placing the hot dogs.
like and they're like, okay, so you guys want it out? I was like, yes, place the hot dogs outside the cabin. And Nate's just like, hands in his face. Austin's like turning his head. Dylan's shaking. We are in a meeting, and I'm like,
With
the
like one of the
girls are just
supervisors of
rolling
like
their
Tejas.
eyes, like, oh my gosh. And I'm smiling. She doesn't know I'm smiling. I'm like, yeah. Because they thought what was really funny. So for people listening to podcasts, at the camp we have a whole alpha male thing. We don't post about it. Like it's just for the dudes. It's a lot of fun. And then you get to hit a pose if you win alpha male camp. Like those guys get to hit the alpha male pose. And there we did a hot dog eating challenge. I'll share that part. We did a hot dog eating one. We'd split everybody in 2 teams. So this team had to eat 50 hot dogs. This had to eat 50 hot dogs. And Tejas was confused because they were like, they thought we were going to
forget.
take the hot dogs and go roast them and cook them for fun. And
Like it was a fun thing.
And
Like,
we were
oh,
like,
we're
she was
roasting
like,
hot
she was like, are those cold hot dogs? I was like, I'm trying not to laugh.
Well,
I'm
she
like-
said,
I'm like,
how are we going to cook them? And
yeah.
we were
I
like,
was
we're not.
They're not. And she's like, oh. I was like, yeah, it's more like a
No,
challenge.
just like a cold hot
They're just
dog
gonna
in a
eat
bun.
cold
That's
hot dogs
in a bun.
I was like, yeah, that's crap. And she's like, all right. We're like, okay. They thought it was gonna be like this really pleasant, like discipleship moment of like dudes eating the hot dogs,
no.
and it was the absolute.
Bro, it was
opposite.
spaghetti night, and I down like Mama G, shout out, gave me a big old plate of spaghetti, so I was already to the brim. So I was hyping all my kids up, grabbing. I was like, "Oh, I got all these hot dogs," and I would just spread them out to everybody.
The funniest thing was when we were like, all right, guys, like first team to finish the hot dogs wins, and I'm just dudes going, oh, like
I know. I had half of one and I almost puked.
Yeah.
With half of one.
eating these hot dogs.
I had half a bun,
This
and I was struggling.
I
At
know.
like
My kids
11
are
at night.
downing them.
While I'm in a cat shiesty, just a cat going,
no shirt on, just shirt.
Nate, I never showed you. I got a pretty good picture of you with the cat shiesty on.
That was a
Really?
good
Yes.
picture.
Really?
Yeah, it is a good picture.
It's a great
actually.
picture.
It's a really good picture.
I can't wait to
Um,
see that and share it on social.
Yeah, for people who are interested, the only key I can give you to alpha male is inspiration. came from me in college and the movie Heavyweights from 1995.
That's all you need to know.
The end of the movie Heavyweights. That's all you need to know. But yeah, camp was a great time. What's something you learned or something you took away from this camp that was new? Maybe something that made an impact on your life.
I had a situation where I literally just had to run to my Bible, read it, and get over it. I had to do it quick, or like something bad would have came out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's tough. That's wisdom, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's wisdom.
How'd you feel after? Like, do you feel like
Great.
it helped you?
I had to literally run to my cabin, sit down like under a tree, read it, get up, and go apologize.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good. Tyler?
Probably how to like handle people, like that I didn't really necessarily like agree with, and that's definitely something I learned because a lot of kids in my cabins, like they would do something that, like as a leader, was like making me upset, like something that's like breaking a rule or showing up late, and I'm just like,
This man's like, I don't want to deal with people.
I even had Tank in my cabin, and they still
Yeah.
were breaking rules, and so I just had to learn how to, address that in a godly way. And that really, I took that away from camp.
You didn't want to come out with that Kennedy action real quick.
Nope.
You're like, everybody do a bear crawl.
Actually, I did.
Yeah. Your group did push-ups a lot.
That
I
was
will
me.
say that.
Which is
That was-
I
I'm
applaud you
I'm
there.
not
Yeah.
against it.
That was all me.
that's
I'm not.
good.
I
Every
applaud
time they
you.
showed up late, 100 push-ups.
I had a
Everyone.
kid with the softest voice, and he would just he talked one night too long, and he was so sweet too. I felt bad. I went over because it was like 1 a.m. I can still hear him through both of my AirPods. And I go over, and the beds are all shaky and loud, and I just start, don't. I'm like, go to bed. And everybody's just,
That's how you do it, bro.
That's
That's
it.
how you do
Sometimes you got to.
You
I felt bad
scare
'cause he's
the
like,
crap out of them. No, that's what you do, bro. You go in
Yeah.
hot
Yeah.
the first night. Like I do it at Mission Strip. Y'all know.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Mission Strip, I
Yeah.
go, I like look at staff, I'll go breathe in. I'm like, all right. I even did it with Clayton because Clayton tried getting the group quiet once and it wasn't working. I was like, I got it.
I got it.
Go in and just be as horrifying as possible. Not even, but I look like I'm about to be on the edge. And then I think at one point I just ate so much chips. I was like, give me them chips and your phone.
amazing.
Mid discipline.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 19, one of the camps, Carolina Creek, kid wouldn't shut up. His name is Harrison. He's a little older than Dylan now, and he would not shut up, just wouldn't. And I was like, shut up, like wouldn't. Brandon Johnson was just hired. He was the former junior high pastor years ago. He was Gulf Coast. He's the guy who planted
Was
that
it
church.
Spencer's brother?
No, Spencer was in the room. I didn't know I forgot Spencer was in the room in 8th grade, so I'm like freshman in college. I jumped to the top bunk, sit on this dude's chest, and just start shaking him aggressively, going, "Shut up!" Like
This was last year,
just
right?
like shaking him, and people are laughing, and he's freaked out. I think the next night he tried something, and I was like, everybody freaking up. I turned the lights on in the whole cabin, and I was like, we're going to give him a swirly right now. And we pulled him like down from the butt, and everybody unfortunately thought this kid dude was annoying because he did it on purpose. So like the whole cabin was like,
Everyone was
grab
in.
his legs. Everybody's grabs him, flipped him upside down. He's fighting to get in the stalls. We hold his arms, just dunk him in the toilet, flush, pull out. I'm real like, everybody go back to bed.
Yep.
And he was pretty quiet after that. got some toilet water.
There's your youth pastor right there.
Yeah, yeah, be proud. God's done a work in my life. He's done a work. Services. What'd you think? We had a very special service that last
Very.
one.
Absolutely fire services.
Very long. Very
Yeah.
great. though.
I'm not trying to make our services longer, y'all. I just want everyone to know.
Dude,
I feel,
Oh,
like, I feel like
service.
we should keep the services longer, but then just cut the late night parties.
That
Because
is
every
Yeah,
year they're always
yeah.
long.
that is
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
something we've already thrown around, or
Especially
at least
like the last night.
Yeah, or at
Yeah.
least making the late night parties really chill, so that it is like, because we've just accepted. I think after this year, we've just accepted we're gonna go late. Like,
Yeah.
We're gonna go past
Dude,
time.
dude, they were like keeping the fire for alpha male for like 2 hours.
They
Just
were out
one
there
guy
just
stoking a fire until he had to go to bed. He contractually had to go to bed. And they were like, yeah, we're just out there waiting. Because they have a lot of backgrounds, like more Baptist backgrounds. They're like, we end at 9, like we're done, we're moving on. And like every night we're like, we didn't even mention, we were like, just leave the snacks out, we got it. Like that last night, we're just like, just leave the snacks out, we got it. But what'd y'all think of that service? Like
Last one?
impressions.
It was pretty special. It was great. Like I like how we took breaks and went back, and then like had our moments, and then went back.
I had to go get a Red Bull in between that service.
That's amazing.
I was
That's right.
I was like, okay, I knew it was gonna go long. So I'm like, okay, I'll be fine. I was thirsty. But then it like hit like 2 hours. I was like, we're still doing testimonies. I was like, okay.
You look at that line, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm like, I ran, grabbed one, came back, but the service was amazing.
Hmm.
Awesome. We needed it for sure last day.
Yeah, I agree. It was good.
No, go ahead.
I this year realized, like, I don't know why it finally hit me. I guess just because like I try to construct my testimony that I did, but a lot of the kids do just say not what happened at camp. I feel like during their testimony, you said structure it like.
Now you know why we give instructions.
You said structure it like what happened to you at camp. Try not to bring up too much in the past, and don't preach. And then like people came up and they're like, "Well, when I was 2 years old."
The very last few were longer.
Yeah.
But that is because people, if they've never shared a testimony, they get nervous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they start going, I got to
Rambling.
start from
Yeah.
the beginning, and I got to throw in extra stuff. And it comes from an innocent place.
Yeah.
I think, and there was an audio clip. One of the sweet ones was like one of the 5th grade boys
Yeah.
who was like, I just really love Jesus. And I was like, it was very pure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was some testimonies that, and I just started crying. I was like, dang it, I'm crying. And like the mic's like away, so they're talking, and I'm like, I'm like moving the mic away. I'm like, you're good.
I think it was really sweet to see how supportive everybody
Yes.
was of each
Very
other.
supportive.
And
Everybody
that's what-
clapped.
That's, I think that's the most
Absolutely.
I've ever noticed in our youth group, the support.
Right.
Someone would get up to talk and everyone would cheer, but it never felt like, oh, we're just cheering to cheer. It really felt like
It was never for us.
everyone in the room had people that were for them.
Yeah.
You know?
and
that was
it
very
felt
sweet.
like there's always somebody that's for you.
Yeah.
I think there's some students who are like, everybody kept cheering. I'm like, well, there was a time in our youth group where it wasn't as supportive.
Yeah,
Not that it
yeah,
was necessarily antagonistic or against people, but people were new to being supportive.
Right.
Testimonies was new.
Mhm.
There was a time when that was very new for our youth
Mhm.
group, and it just wasn't being done. The idea for testimony night, Nate and I were talking, and I now know it was really from the Lord. We were like, I don't know if we really need to preach like a 4th one. And that's before I changed like all my messages.
Yeah.
I was like, I think we should just do testimonies. Like, I don't feel like we've been able to really get to the meat of it in the mornings on that next day. Like, let's just take our time. And thankfully, the Lord actually used last year's missions trip to give me an idea of the structure of service. Because last year's missions trip, we sat there in that like deep room in the upstairs, and I went, all right, we're just going to do testimonies. I'm going to wait. And it took a little while for people to get to it. So I was like, in my heart, I'm like, let's do worship in between.
Mhm.
And then I realized testimonies went a lot easier.
Yeah.
And the room, just tension kind of lifted.
Mhm.
And people got more confident sharing. And all the right things started happening when it's like we took these breaks of worship. But there are some God-ordained, like legit, my first time seeing it, my first time leading it, first time experiencing it kind of moments in that service that I don't know if y'all knew, but was new for me while it was happening.
Dang.
Yeah.
And but that's evidence of the Lord moving, is that the Lord can do something new in everybody, and yet it feels natural. And that's a real sign for me as evidence of the Holy
Yeah,
Spirit.
that's how you know.
God is doing something new in you, but it doesn't feel forced or unnatural. It feels like the Lord, and he was doing very specific things for some people.
Mhm.
And some people it was hard, it was healing, and some people it was receiving baptism of the Holy Spirit, and some people it's confessing their sins. But the healing, the oil service, never done it.
You've never done it?
Never.
That was a good curveball. Like
Yep,
it was
I
great.
liked it.
Never done it. I only got instruction before I got my stomach bug. I was trying to get the message. This is how sometimes I feel like the Lord speaks. I was trying to get the message. I'm standing in chapel, and I'm like, dang, I've been tired. It's been a crazy week just trying to get ready for mission trip. I was feeling a little funky. My kids were kind of dealing with stomach stuff, but I'm like, all right. I keep trying to focus in one direction. I can't get anything. And I think, well, what if it's healing? The second I thought healing, the Lord gave me scriptures, gave me story in like 5 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. And then ended with oil out of James. And I was like, never. I've done once where I've done oil. It was close to a decade ago in young adults. And we did it. But I mean, I had a tiny vial, and I probably put oil on like over 200 people.
Yeah.
The thing that this is the sensitivity of growing in the Lord that I'm learning. The thing that was brand new and was a faith step for me was I did not make the decision till it was in the moment. It was right before we were going to do the oil, because I did not a super long message. Right before we did the oil, out of my mouth, because something in my heart went, no music.
Silence.
No music, no singing.
Yeah.
I've never... That was something. I mean, it's like, Lord, it better be you, because or else this is going to hurt.
Yep.
This is going to hurt. And no music, no singing, because there was an impression I felt like it was the Lord. And this is to encourage y'all and anyone listening. If you feel like it's from God, you might as well try it. Most of the time.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to start to figure out when it's been your voice and you fall on your face, and it's the Lord. I had never done anything like that, but something in my heart was like, there are people in the room that feel like we're pushing. They feel like we're just going to strike up another band and people are going to cry, and we're just stirring up emotions in the room. And something was like, this service will prove for a fact, unless you want to deny that we are not pushing anyone to do this. And it is purely by choice, and the Lord is meeting people when they decide to meet him. And there are some people there out there because their friends were there, because I'm looking at their face and everyone's closing their eyes and this person's going. And then there are some people, my hand just was like, it's aromatic oil, was just like so oily. There's some people, I put the oil on and I put my hand on and prayed, and I knew the presence of God was there. Like, not everybody, and God still moved in people I wasn't aware of, but there was a few occasions I was like, something's happening right now, and I don't know what.
Yeah.
And I don't think we get to those moments in services. I don't think we get to those moments in camp unless we're all there going, all right, Lord, I'm going to listen to what you have. I have to listen. Y'all have to listen. You have to be like, Nate has to be engaged. Worship has to be engaged. Like, we have to be open to saying, if the Holy Spirit's going to move, then I need to take the chance of listening and be obedient. And when we are, really great things happen. Like, really, really great things happen. God have mercy on us. We had legit miracle with Addie.
Yeah.
At camp, and more. And so that was a powerful time. All right, I think we're actually over.
We are.
All right, well,
It's Clash.
Ark Youth
Clash Royale.
Royale.
episode.
You just went through the Gambit Youth Ministry. We started off with Clash Royale mid-game, and we ended with listening to the Holy Spirit at camp. So, welcome to Ark Youth. All right, we love you guys.
Later.
Bye-bye.